She wore white not for a wedding, but for a funeral. And in her trembling hands, she held the last letter he ever wrote. The ink had smudged from the tears she'd cried over it night after night. As the crowd dispersed from the cemetery, she remained, alone under a gray sky, whispering to the wind, "You promised me forever." Nora had never believed in love at first sight until she met Adam. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon in downtown Boston. She was late for a meeting, her umbrella flipped inside out, her coffee spilled down her blouse. That's when he appeared, tall, soaked, with a boyish grin and a gentle voice. "Rough morning," he'd said, handing her his umbrella and offering to walk her to her office. One moment. One kind gesture. That's all it took. They saw each other again, and soon, they were inseparable. Nora, the logical, guarded architect who believed in structure, found balance in Adam, the spontaneous, dream-chasing teacher who believed in magic and soulmates. He wrote her notes and left them on her desk. He danced with her in grocery store aisles. He sang off-key love songs at midnight just to make her laugh. And when he proposed under a sky full of stars, he said only one thing. "I can't promise the world, but I promise you forever." She said yes with tears in her eyes and hope in her heart. They were engaged for 2 months when the headaches started. At first, Adam brushed them off. "Probably stress," he'd said. But the pain got worse. One night, he collapsed in their apartment. The hospital lights were harsh. The beeping machines cold. And the diagnosis, cruel. Brain tumor. Stage 4. Aggressive. Terminal. Time froze. Nora didn't cry, not at first. She held his hand and asked 1,000 questions. She searched clinical trials, miracle treatments, second and third opinions. Adam watched her fight for him like a soldier. But he knew. Deep down, he knew. One night, he pulled her close and whispered, "I'm scared, not of dying, but of leaving you behind." Nora broke. She sobbed into his chest, begging the universe for more time. They decided to live like every day was a lifetime. They visited the seaside town he loved as a child. They made a bucket list and checked off every item. They had a small ceremony on the beach, just the two of them, barefoot in the sand, vowing love under a golden sunset. And for a while, it was enough. But death doesn't keep promises. One morning, she woke up to his side of the bed cold. His hand, still clutching hers, had already gone still. Adam was gone. The silence that followed was deafening. For weeks, Nora barely moved. His absence was a constant ache, a shadow that followed her from room to room. She couldn't bring herself to pack away his things. His sweater still hung on the chair. His toothbrush remained by the sink. Then, one evening, she found the letter. It was inside a box labeled for Nora. "When I'm gone. My love. If you're reading this, it means I couldn't keep my promise. Not in the way I wanted. But forever isn't just time, it's what we leave behind. You gave me a love people write stories about. You were my home, my light, my safest place. Please don't shut the world out because I'm no longer in it. Live. Laugh. Love so hard it scares you again. Build the life we dreamed of even if I'm not in it. Promise me that. Forever yours, Adam." Nora wept for hours, clutching the letter to her chest. But something shifted in her. She began to wake up early again. She watered the plants he loved. She went back to work, slowly. And one day, she started designing a children's library in his memory. A place filled with light, color, and storybooks, just like the kind Adam used to read to his students. It took a year. But when it opened, she stood in front of a crowd, holding back tears. "This library," she said, voice trembling, "is a promise fulfilled." His legacy wasn't just in his words, but in how he made people feel. And I hope every child who walks through these doors feels the love he left behind. Years passed. Nora didn't move on, she moved forward. She traveled. She laughed again. She loved again, not in the same way, but in a way that honored the past while embracing the future. She never stopped wearing the silver band he'd placed on her finger. And every year, on the beach where they said their vows, she'd visit the ocean and whisper to the wind. "You did keep your promise, Adam. Forever is still here, inside me."